All right, let's talk about one of the biggest secret weapons for any e-commerce store, something that's hiding in plain sight. I'm talking about your category pages. Seriously, we're going to show you how to turn these things into SEO powerhouses. But first, let's start with a question that, might just keep you up at night. So here's a question for every single store owner out there. You've got amazing products, right? Your pricing is on point. So why are so many people just leaving? Why are they abandoning their carts and walking away without buying a thing? The answer, well, it's probably not what you're thinking. Yeah, that number it's just staggering, a full 80%. Think about that. 80% of your potential customers will bounce from your site just because they had a bad experience. That is a ton of lost money. So the real question becomes, what's actually causing that bad experience? And here's the kicker. The problem, it usually isn't your products at all. Nope, it's all about the journey they take to find those products. It really boils down to this. How easy, or let's be honest, how frustrating is it for people to browse your site, compare their options, and actually land on what they came for? And that brings us right to the unsung hero of this whole e-commerce story. The one thing that can absolutely make or break that customer journey. Yep, it's the humble category page. So what are we even talking about here? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a digital aisle in a physical store. It's not focused on one single item. Instead, it's the hub that groups all your similar products together. It lets shoppers browse big collections like all running shoes or all wireless headphones in one convenient spot. And look, understanding the difference here is absolutely key. A product page, that's for someone who knows exactly what they want. But a category page, that's for the person who's still just exploring. They're in that browse and compare mode. And that little difference in user intent, it's everything when it comes to SEO. And that's why these pages are a total SEO goldmine. A really well-built category page basically shouts at Google, hey, over here, we're the experts on this topic. It acts like a central hub, passing on ranking power, or link juice as some people call it, to all the individual product pages. Plus, it just makes it way, way easier for search engines to get a clear map of your entire store. Okay, so how do we actually build these things to be so powerful? Well, it all starts with a solid blueprint. And really, it comes down to two foundational steps to get started. First things first, you've got to understand what your customers are actually typing into that search bar. And second, you need to build a clean, logical site structure. I love this analogy. Think of it like a digital floor plan for your store that's super easy for both real people and search engine bots to read. Now, when it comes to keywords, we're not talking about super specific product names. Now, we're going after those broader commercial keywords, the phrases people use when they're still in that research phase. They know they need shoes for running, but they haven't picked the exact pair yet. That right there is your sweet spot. And your URL structure should basically tell this story. Look at this. It should read just like a trail of breadcrumbs, leading from a really broad category down to a more specific one. It's that simple, logical flow that helps search engines instantly understand how all your products relate to each other. All right, so we've got the blueprint, the foundation is laid. Now it's time to move from the architecture to, let's say, the interior design. We're going to build the perfect page that your customers will actually see and use. First up, let's talk about the category description. There's kind of a magic number here, and it's somewhere between 150 and 300 words. What you're aiming for is enough text to give search engines some juicy context, but not so much that it shoves your products way down the page and just overwhelms the shopper. It's a real balancing act. Next up, your search snippet. This is literally your first impression on Google, so you've got to make it count. Keep that title tag short and sweet, under 60 characters, and put your main keyword right at the front. Then, think of your meta description as a tiny little ad, under 160 characters. Don't just list what's on the page, sell it. Talk about benefits like free shipping or expert picks to make people want to click. And listen, since these pages are all about visuals, optimizing your images is completely non-negotiable. You have to compress them so your page loads lightning fast. Use descriptive alt text that's good for both accessibility and for SEO. And definitely use lazy loading. That just means images lower down the page won't load until someone actually scrolls to them. Trust me, every single millisecond matters. Okay, so we've covered the foundation and the stuff people actually see on the page. Now it's time to pop the hood and get into the technical, nitty-gritty, the stuff that can really make or break your rankings.
Okay, here is a huge technical problem that plagues so many e-commerce sites. It's called faceted navigation. You know it is product filters. They're awesome for users, right? But here's the issue. Every time someone filters by size or color or brand, your site can spit out a brand new, unique URL. This can create literally thousands of URLs that all show pretty much the same content. For Google, this is a total nightmare of duplicate content, and it can absolutely tank your rankings.
So, the big question is, how do you clean up that mess? How on earth do you tell Google, hey, out of all these thousands of filter pages, this one is the real one. This is the master copy you should pay attention to. And the answer is a beautiful little thing called the canonical tag. It's just a simple line of code, but it is so powerful. All it does is tell search engines, hey, I know you're seeing a bunch of different versions of this page, but this URL right here, this is the original. Send all the ranking power to this one, please. It's basically the ultimate digital cleanup tool. And hey, if you really want to level up, here are 2 more quick power-ups. First, implement schema markup. It's just a fancy bit of code that helps Google understand your content even better, and it can get you those cool, rich results in search, with the star ratings and prices right there in the listing. And second, add an FAQ section to your category pages. It's a fantastic way to target all those long, question-based keywords people are searching for. So, after all this work, what's the actual payoff? It's pretty straightforward, really. You get higher rankings for the keywords that actually drive sales. You get way more targeted traffic from people who are in a buying mindset. And at the end of the day, you're just creating a much better experience for your customers, which means better conversion rates. And that brings us to one last thing to think about. Getting your category pages right is a winning game plan for search today. But with AI search changing everything, these well-built, authoritative pages could become even more critical. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Are your category pages just optimized for right now, or are they ready for what's coming next?